Being in Nepal and experiencing work in the field and on the ground, understanding local communities, seeing how difficult and challenging it may be to develop projects here and how important it is to still remember about the local perspective will give me a lot of food for thought later on when I come back and hopefully work in higher level policy making. So actually, initially after my undergrad, I worked in the private sector and I was a media planner. But then at some point I had an opportunity to work with a senior media planner to develop a CSR program. And I realized how interesting it was and how important the issues more related to people's lives were. And I realized also that I don't want to focus only on, making money. So I transitioned to NGO sector. Right before coming to SIPA, I worked at Open Society Foundations in Budapest. I spent 3 years in the Global Drug Policy Program as a program officer. I heard a lot about sustainable development, but I did not know that much what it really means and what are the sustainable development programs doing. I started researching and then obviously I knew about post-2015 development agenda negotiations. I knew that the international community was now thinking about a new set of goals to make the world a better place for us. So I started researching programs in New York because I really wanted to be in New York, close to the UN, to be able to see this process happening. And SIPA is a great match for that because it has close ties with the UN. At the same time, MDP is a sustainable development program that teaches you all the issues related to food systems, to health systems. That's why it was an obvious choice for me.
Recently, Nepal was hit by a big earthquake, one after another. That resulted into almost 10,000 human casualties, more than 20,000 injured.
I'm spending this summer working with the Accountability Lab that, together with the local interventions group, developed a project called Mobile Citizen Help Desks. Almost immediately after the earthquake, both of the organizations mobilized groups of youth volunteers in each of the 10 districts who started surveying local communities, asking questions, and could try on a daily basis to identify local needs. Part of our project is an effort to follow the money that gets to the local community. I was put in charge of conceptualizing it, coming up with tools and processes to make this whole project happen.
We realized that as a lot of resources will be coming in the name of victims, in the name of affected people, there is a high chance of misuse of that money because majority of our Nepalese people who live in villages, they are very, very, very poorly literate.
The problem is not that there is not enough money. The problem is just access to aid and making sure that aid is distributed in a transparent way, that marginalized communities are informed about it, that people know where to go to get help and to access services. All of our volunteers are members of the communities. They know local people. They have quite good understanding at this stage of what projects are happening. One of the great experiences while being here is having the opportunity of working with an organization that is led by local people and not by the outsiders who tell them what to do, developing solutions together with them and consulting all the time. I realized how important it is to have people participate in the process, otherwise all the decisions made from the top do not really meet people's realities and their needs.